Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, guys, welcome back to our podcast, The Kicaps. You know us for our episode, the 365th. 335 episodes. And today, we are taking you behind the scenes of food production, specifically tofu, to understand how quality and safety are maintained before it reaches consumers. And joining us today is Mr. Luqman, a quality control officer working in a tofu production factory, ensuring that what we eat is safe, clean, and high in quality. Mr. Luqman, thank you for joining us today.
Sure, I'm happy to be here.
So, to start off, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background?
Okay, sure. So, hi, my name is Muhammad Luqman Hakim bin Khairul Hafiz.
Yeah.
So, people usually call me just Man.
Man.
So, if you want to call me Man just in this conversation, it's okay. Don't need the Mr. part.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually recently graduated from IPTA in northern part of Malaysia, and currently just a few months ago started working as a QC officer in one of a food production company, manufacturer, a tofu manufacturer actually, a small medium enterprise company located in Ampang, Selangor.
So, you said you studied in northern
Northern part of Malaysia.
part of Malaysia, which is Perlis.
I'm actually not. I don't want to share about things about that.
Okay, it's okay. Then we begin with your role in the factory.
Okay.
What exactly is the main responsibility of a quality officer in tofu production, if you may share?
So for a QC officer, mostly we oversee like in terms of quality of the food product itself, and also during the process itself, the process of making tofu from raw materials up until the finished product right before delivering to the customers. So basically, we oversee the cleaning procedures, sanitation, the product, whether it's safe to be sent to consumers, and since we have, of course, we're dealing with foods, so there is much guidelines and stricter guidelines that we have to follow, especially halal guidelines. Actually, one of the hardest food manufacturing guidelines to cover. So that's what I oversee. I oversee mostly everything that involving in tofu
Then,
production.
usually, are you doing it by yourself or there is another officer that have a job scope like yours?
Currently, actually, since my company, the tofu production company is a SME, small medium enterprise, right? So actually, I'm the first person that actually in the
In
QC
the
department.
company?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in the department, actually, I am the first QC there. But I didn't work alone, of course. I have a team, the production supervisor, and also the general admin also help to ensure that the quality of the tofu production is following the guidelines that required in this production standard.
So you like a leader for them?
Not really.
Not really?
Yes, we all work together. The leader is actually the director of operation, which is the owner itself. So the owner itself is involved a lot in the quality also. So everything, but he cannot always be there, right? So we, as a team, help him as much as we can to ensure the quality of our
So
product.
need to cover each other.
Yeah.
So then, for the quality standards or
Yes.
guidelines, do you follow to make sure the tofu produced is safe for consumption?
Yes, of course. We really, that is one of the main things that we focus on, especially for the QC department, for the food safety, because food safety can really impact a lot, not just the people, the consumer itself, but also impact on the business side and also the community. So actually, we really focus on food safety, ensuring that every process is safe, clean, and free from contaminations or even like from if anything goes into the tofu production, make sure that it is very safe, and it's as well as like tofu is actually easily spoiled food, right? So we make sure that
Doesn't last long.
it doesn't last long. Most of the time, it's just 2 or 3 days. So we make sure it's kept well,
Mhm.
kept in storage well, and make sure everything has to be clean so that it lasts longer lah.
So sorry for interrupting, but as you said earlier that you are the first person for the QC
Yeah.
control, right? So how about the before you go into this company, how that I mean the job you're doing right now,
Yeah.
how does that happen?
Oh, before this, we have they have the production executive and
Mhm.
production the production executive and the supervisor actually do is one person, so he overlooks everything.
So
So it's quite hard for him to totally manage everything. It's hard for him. So he requested the boss to
to hire,
hire someone new so to help him with it. So that's why exists the QC department.
but the process is the same,
It's still the same.
still the same.
Still the same.
Then for the next question, in your I mean the tools or equipment do you use to inspect tofu, and what kind of tests are usually conducted to check the quality?
Oh, for tofu, usually we check the temperature, of course,
Mhm.
using the temperature sensors. We have
To make sure.
make sure that the temperature is correct. Since we also have fried tofu products,
Mhm.
so we need to manage the temperature well, so it cook properly and cook safely, so that everything is cooked properly. And also we have pH sensor, because our we have raw material which is egg. We produce egg tofu as well.
Mhm.
So when the raw materials came, we need to check the pH of the eggs to make sure it is correct, so it doesn't spoil easily and accidentally be used to make our products.
So the company doesn't only have raw tofu,
No, no, not just
so
that.
a various kind of tofu,
Variety of tofu.
various kind of tofu. Then, if how do I say, the way you try to check all the products,
Yeah.
you need a team.
Yes. Yes.
Is like you try to become a leader to them, for them to so they the one who need to check one by one, not you.
Yes. Basically for packaging, during packaging
Mhm.
and during loading into the transports before moving out of the factory. Yeah. Basically, usually there is an SOP. I created an SOP, a
Mhm.
standard procedure for them to follow. So I always remind them to help me with that, because we have many products, right? And all of the product came from many. We have many production zones. We have 7 production zones. So it's impossible for me
To do it alone,
to look at everything
Mhm.
all at once. So yeah, mostly for the parts of the packaging, for the parts of unloading, basically the staff or the operators that do it for me. So they will look and make sure if there's any problem with it, they will communicate with me through WhatsApp group, or just because I will be in the factory almost all the time, so they can just go up to me and just tell me if there's any problem.
Then what happened usually, what happened to the spoiled tofu?
It depends on the level of spoil.
Mhm.
If it's unsafe to consume,
Yes, for sure.
we just throw it away lah. We just record it for traceability, and
Mhm.
we just throw it away because there's no use. We cannot use it anymore, right?
Yeah,
So if we just
unused product.
but if it's still safe to consume, maybe if it's possible to repack or rework it, so we
Mm.
will use it as a rework to save the company's cost lah.
So you just need to make sure the level of the spoiledness.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, why the quality control, especially in food production, such as tofu, is important?
For me, it is important in terms of, especially for consumers lah, to make sure that the food that reaches the consumer is safe, so there's no problem afterwards. Maybe they could get, especially food, we can easily got sick by eating food, and
Yeah.
if they got sick, there's a lot of problems that can come afterwards.
Mhm.
Like they can in fact attack us with legal procedures. So like they can sue us if the food that they eat is spoiled,
Not
and we
safe
sell
to
that to
consume.
them. Not safe, and we sell it to them, saying that it's safe, but actually not safe. So it's dangerous for that, dangerous for them, dangerous for their health, and it could lead to serious problems. So that's one of the things that we have. That's one of the things that is important as a QC.
So since you have how many months? I mean, you have working
Actually, in this company, it's 3 months.
3 months.
But before this, I am an intern, also in the same department in Malacca, also in a food production company. So basically, almost 1 year I have been in the industry lah.
So comparing the during your internship and the job you're doing right now, is the same or have a slightly different task?
Most of the basic things are the same,
Mm-hmm.
but when we go into details, there's a lot of difference, because before this, during my internship, it was a big company,
Mm-hmm.
so it produced even imports product.
Mm-hmm.
So when we import stuff, the regulation, the guideline, the standards is not the same in Malaysia. Malaysia have their standards. Other countries have their own standards.
Oh, so you
So
need to
we need to
study the
study
rules
and
again
follow.
and
Yes.
again every time.
It's different, but for right now, we only there's no export. We only supply to Malaysian stores, so it's easier, especially it's simpler.
Mhm.
But yeah, most of it, the basic things are still the same.
So since it's been 3 months, you said, uh, have there been any issue that you couldn't handle?
Let's couldn't handle is not actually, there's not that couldn't handle, but it's major issue has happened before, where there was one of the, we when we clean the cleaning tools, we use that
Brush?
brush,
Okay.
the steel brush,
Oh, okay.
like we use at home. We before this we use that.
Then?
Then it got it because the bristles can
Oh,
detach, right?
right.
So the steel bristle got into one of the tofu and reaches the consumer because it's in the tofu, so we cannot check it.
Yeah.
So it's not possible to check it one by one. So it reaches consumer, and that when the consumers saw it, it
They
became
report.
they report it became a major problem. So, but right now we already switched to a food grade cleaning tools. We already completely changed everything to food grade equipment, so that kind of issue doesn't happen again.
But it has been solved.
It has been solved. So that's for the ones that really unsolvable. So far, no, it's not happened yet.
Okay, guys. So before we continue our conversation, let's take a break first. And we have a new host from us. Okay?
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. You might be surprised why there's a different host. Well, my name is Iskandar, and I am the second host for this group. Or at least, no, I am the second host for this podcast. The podcast that is definitely has more than 100 episodes. Do not look that up, please. Thank you. Let's continue with our interrogation. Okay, so how does having a QC officer benefit both the factory and the customers?
Okay, so to answer that questions, as I mentioned just now, if there's no QC, so there could be problems with the food, especially like a big issue, major issue, like I told just now about the found like steel bristles in the food production itself. So basically, if the company doesn't have a QC, those kind of things is hard to prevent, and when it does happen, they have nothing to defend themselves with. So with the availability of a QC officer, such as myself, so we can, if there's a problem, then we can, there's a corrective action that we can take, and there's someone that is responsible to handle all those issues. So it also save the company from costs, because things like that can really affect the cost, brand trust, the awareness of people towards the brands, the perception of them can also be affected if the quality is not maintained. So that's why that is one of the importance of QC officer and their benefits to the company.
Okay, understandable. To continue, would you encourage companies to invest more in quality control, specifically in staff and training, and why?
Oh, for me, in my opinion, so it depends on the company themselves because it's their company, right? So it's up to them to do what they want to do, how they want to operate. But for me, especially in food production, QC is very important. So I think they should really invest, having not just the workers itself, but also the facilities that they need to do their job. Basically, if it's possible, they have their own laboratory, so they can do it themselves. Like check the quality of the. Sometimes like, if my company have fried tofu, right? Actually, we can check if the oil itself is good or not, is in good quality or not, if we have the facility to do so. But currently, my company doesn't have that, so we just send out the samples to other to the lab for them to help us. So if we have our own, it saves a lot of time and a lot of money for the company itself. So for me, to answer that question, yes, I think companies should really invest more in quality control.
Okay, like if I'm not mistaken, you said that you're the only QC.
Yeah.
Do you think that's good enough, or do you think there should be more than one QC?
For now, I think having one is not ideal. I have to say not ideal. I think maybe one more could really help, but I think having one is manageable for now because the company is still small and the sales are not really that high, not really that big yet. So I think for now it's just one. I think is acceptable and quite suited for the company itself.
So okay, because you have to look at like the same thing over and over, do you get bored or burn out or something?
To answer that question, of course, don't tell my boss about it. Of course, it's really doing job like this is really bored, but just have to think. Maybe for me, the reason I always think back at the reason why I do this kind of stuff. What I learned before is that what I am doing is very important, and not just for me and the company, but also for the community that consume it. So even if it's bored, then but I still have to do it, then that's just helps me to do it.
For the money, right?
Of course, we work for the money, man.
Yes.
Of course.
Everyone does that. Okay. Can you tell us how you became a QC officer in a tofu factory?
Oh, so actually, I haven't told you what I learned before, right? I actually
Yeah.
graduate from a degree in chemical engineering technology, but specializes in food technology. So that's why, so most of them, I have a broader, when I want to go into the industry or career path, I have a broader option. So I choose food because I have more exposure towards it. So when I returned after my internship in Malacca, I actually got an offer there, but I don't want to continue that working there because I want to return back to Selangor. So when I was just scrolling to platforms for vacancy, there's a vacancy on the food quality control officer for the project. I just stumbled upon it. So I said, since I've been looking for a job anyway, so why not I try to be a QC for this company? Although it's unknown, just a small company, but yeah, just for the experience, then why not? So I apply and just be confident during the interview, just tell what I learned and what I've experienced before during my internship, and Alhamdulillah, they accepted me and I became a QC officer.
What was your first day like working in quality control?
Actually, for the first day, it was quite maybe a culture shock, because before this, like I mentioned before, I work in a company with a big company, but for this small company, since they don't have QA department, QC department before this, right? So there's no procedure of what I need to do. So basically, for the first day, I have no idea what I have to do according to the company's standards, because they don't have the standard procedure. They don't have their own procedures on how they want to check it. So I discussed with my team, I discussed with my boss on how to do it. So they agree that they allow me to create my own SOP, and through discussion and through what I've learned and what is possible to implement in the factory. So we discuss it and agree on one procedure. So that is what I use until today. So for the first day, it was quite confusing, actually. So because there's no SOP, so there's no instruction of what I have to do, but then again, it's just a simple communication. So I communicate with all the workers there, the office management, upper management, and also the director. So we discuss and we managed to create the procedure of what I am doing right now.
So like there's no one before you to teach you all
No.
of that. Like you did it all yourself.
Yeah,
And you
basically.
in a way you contributed to the
Yeah.
company. Okay, that's good. That's good. At least. Okay. Have you ever faced a challenging situation at work, and how did you handle it?
I think that's one of that is what I just told about that Brazil, and one other problem that happened is our supply of, because tofu is come from soybean, so the supply of the quality of the soybean was not in a good conditions, but we already have 1 ton of soybeans, so we cannot throw it all away. So we still have to use it, and the quality of the product was not up to par, was not standards, and it became a problem because customers didn't want it, and they kept returning to us, but we still need to use it. So that's one of the major issues. So then we made a discussion on what to do with the soybeans, and then we discuss, and we eventually found a way in just like a week, and all of it returned back to normal lah.
Okay, like based on what like the contributions that you've given to the company so far, have you gotten any promotion, at least?
No, because during these 3 months, I'm still under probation. So yeah, now I will be confirmed next year. So yeah, that's for promotion. Maybe not the time. 3 months isn't enough to be promoted yet.
Okay, understandable. Understandable. I did not know. Okay. What has been the most rewarding moment in your career as a QC officer?
Maybe for most rewarding is, maybe there's not much things that happen yet since I'm still new to the industry. But yeah, solving those kind of problems really help open my eyes to see because what I learned during my studies is all of it is related, but it's all theoretical. So there's no, for in real life industry, in real life situation, there's no template or textbook that you can apply. So you just need to make sure just adapt and make sure that it works, because there's no one solution for every problem. So for me, having those kind of challenges and I eventually managed to overcome it is one of those rewarding things that I have felt since I am a QC officer.
All right. Oof. Oh my gosh, I am gonna faint looking at the questions, man. Uh, okay, like, sorry, I'm not much of a talker. Okay, like I have to admit that I don't think I don't think it's wrong to say that in. This is kind of like a podcast, right? This is a podcast, okay? When you walk into the production area at the start of your shift, what is your routine as a QC officer in your company? Do you have the same routine, or your factory has scheduled the cleaning routine like once a week?
Yes. There is of course a routine since since I created my own procedure, right? So I just follow the procedure. So for the first, when I entered the factory, of course I need to go thumbprint first, so they can count my salary and count my attendance, and then just for the first part is I will need to oversee the cleaning because my factory actually closes around 9 to 10 p.m. So at night, but my work hours is only until 6 on the afternoon or 6 on the evening, sorry. So after I went home, they will do the cleaning after I already went back home. So when I came into the factory, so I need to check if the cleaning was done right, done correctly. So to make sure that everything is up to standards, so up to par. And for the cleaning procedure that you mentioned just now, yes, there is a once a week we will do deep cleaning, but cleaning of the machinery, equipments of the facility, premise itself is daily. So after production, or if we didn't produce, if the production end early, like the production is usually cut off at 5 p.m. But if it's can be done early, we will just straight away clean the section, and then just uh, finish up finish up the day.
All right. Okay. Can you describe a typical day at work as a QC officer in the company?
Describe in one word or
I mean, you can do one word. You can do 10 words. It's up to you. But let's try one word first.
one word, maybe repetitive. I guess.
Repetitive. Okay, I can imagine that. What about 10 words?
I need to count. So yeah, maybe it's for those who doesn't have the maybe interest in food production, or maybe just manufacturing in general, will be easily be bored. So maybe for those who wants to go into this, it's not really. I don't want to recommend it because it's quite boring, and workload sometimes it's, yeah, like I said, I do it alone, right? So the workload is kind of a lot to take. So maybe it's not suitable for everybody. But if you really, really have interest in it, it's quite enjoyable because you learn something new every day. Because the issue that happens or any problems that happen in production is not the same. So you learn something new every day. So it's good. It's good for life. It's not like boring. The what we do is boring, but what we learn is something new every day.
Okay. What is this? What does the production area look and feel like during a busy workday?
Can I say the word like hell?
Hell. You mean looks like hell or what?
Because the company is not that spacious. The factory, sorry, it's not that spacious. So when on a busy day, when orders are plenty and fast, so they usually everyone is uh, running into each other quite often. So it's quite it's quite hard to know. And furthermore, because the company food production factory involve like cooking and stuff like that, so the temperature is high, especially during the afternoon. So yeah, you can imagine how it feels like.
So it's literally. I can feel that. Okay. How does fresh, high quality tofu look, smell, and feel compared to poor quality tofu?
When we talk about tofu, maybe I think as a consumer you will know it as well. When you look at tofu, you of course you know the color is white, right? So if a poor quality tofu, the color is kind of slightly yellowish. So, and if for tofu, there's a lot of like types. There's a soft tofu and like hard tofu. Everything is have their own specifications. But in general, tofu should be white in color, have a good shape, and the smell is not. Actually, there's no smell. Not really a. There's not really a strong smell. But if there is a smell, then that is something wrong with the tofu itself.
Okay. How do you describe the teamwork between QC officers and production staff?
Oh, so far I think I'm very grateful about my team because the teamwork is really good. We communicate a lot, especially when there is an issue. So, and they are all like, we are all like, there's an experience and newcomers like me in the company, in the team. So we work together well. We listen to each other well also. So we help each other to solve our problems because sometimes production problems can always be solved QC problems. Sometimes it's not as simple as oh, when there's a problem, then just fix it. That's not such a thing. So with communication, and we support each other very well also, I think. So that's how we. So I think for the most part, our communication, our teamwork is very very excellent. If I have one word to choose, it's excellent.
Excellent. So like no like toxic
Ah,
people, whatever.
so
Like
far, no.
everything is smooth.
Everything is smooth.
Okay, it's cool. All right. Okay, sometimes quality problems can appear unexpectedly when the products are already in the market, such as defects or of the product packaging or product itself, complained by the consumers due to foul smell and taste. Can you describe what went through your mind during that moment? Does the company blame solely on QC?
Okay, so basically, yes. Well, things that all of thing happens, almost every time. But the company understands that it's not possible to actually maintain 100% quality. There's no such thing. Even you ask like a big company like even Nestle, something like that, they also have problems. So company doesn't blame it on me. But when complaints do arrive, especially they arrive directly to me since I'm the only one in the QC department, right? So yeah, it's quite, sometimes it's quite challenging because to be like, since I'm still new, so sometimes I don't have a way to solve it. So that's why I communicate with director, and they understand and they help each other. We help each other to solve the problem. So far there's not a problem that we cannot solve. And if the problem happens, we apologize to the consumer, we can do a refund, or we just tell them, explain to them what happened and how this happened and how we will help them to rectify the problem.
Okay. All right. I think this is the final one. Okay. Can you describe the? Sorry. Can you describe a situation where you had to make a tough ethical decision as a QC? For example, something was off in the product and production was rushing to meet a deadline, which you had to stop the line or reject the batch. How did the team react, and how does it feel knowing that you stand still firm on the quality meant preventing a potential risk to consumers?
Okay, so in my 3 months of experience, that has happened once actually, where one of the fried tofu products was in very very poor quality, and for 1 week, there's this customer always return back the products. So every time we send it to them, they always return because the product was in a poor quality. So I tell the team that let's just stop doing it for a while to make sure that it's okay first before we send another one. Because if we keep sending those defect products or not up to standards product, it will cost money, of course, cost our factory, and it will also be a waste of our resources, waste of our time, our efforts on producing the product, and also will affect the trust of that consumer towards our product. So I just tell them, let's just stop for it for a while. Then we analyze back, we find the root cause of the problem, and when it's eventually okay and the quality is back to normal, then we can continue back with the product and sell to the consumer.
Okay. What? What is it? Where? Where's the what? 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 Tak keluar. Oh, internet slow. Apa ni? Huh? Oh, oh, okay. I think you see this. Okay. Okay, so do you think that you're gonna stick to this job for years to come, or maybe not?
For me, if for me, for now, I think I will be here. If there's no other opportunities, and the opportunity that I want is to be an academics or a lecturer to be exact. So I want to have industry experience first before if there's an opportunity, I will continue. I will continue with my plan to be a lecturer. But if I don't have the opportunity to go to that route, I will just stick to the food production or QC career pathway.
So you're fine with being bored
For the rest of my life.
Maybe not, but just for a bit,
Yeah.
it's fine. This is for the money, right?
Yeah, the money is good. The money is good.
How much?
I can't tell you that, but yeah, the money is for those that wants to be here. The money is quite okay, and the work is flexible because you can do. There's no strict rules on what you have to do, so yeah, I think it's worth it to be bored, but I have other things that I reach.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for long, and then you'll just what is the word? Skedaddle. Okay. What more? What more? There. What? Chip to frying. What kind of words that I can fry? Okay. Personality. Sebab dia memang kena cakap pasal what is it? Like because like at the start of a podcast there must be like a little bit of a conversation,
Yeah.
and then eventually we get to
Reach
the
to,
topic. Right. I don't really watch podcasts. This is I am, what do you call, not blasa but like in English. What's the word? I don't know, man. Man. Okay, 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. Anyone got any ideas? Anyone from the audience?
Ni lah tanya soalan pasal studies. Tapi tu dalam topik tu masuk ke tak?
Introduction.
Itu boleh dimasukkan pada kat awal.
Okay, macam mana nak tanya?
Ni tanya. Masa kalau nak jadi QC officer kena belajar apa? Apa pathway nak masuk apa belajar QC officer.
Okay. Jom. Sini potong please.
Okay.
Terima kasih. Oh. Boleh.
Continue.
Okay. Tak apa pelik. Okay. To be a QC officer, what kind of, like, what do you need to learn? What type of what not the word, not study, the
Education background.
what kind of education background do you need to be a QC officer?
So in my part for QC, especially in food, so basically all of it usually involved in chemistry. So yeah, chemicals. So if you want to further studies, so after SPM maybe you can take a diploma in chemicals or just further yourself in science. So I think each part of it will eventually reach there's everything in food. Engineering also can be involved in food because all the machinery, all the equipments involve engineering expertise. Even technical stuff like electrical stuff also are important in food factory. So maybe that's one of the pathway. But if we want a directly pathway towards food production itself, then just learn food technology. I think there's a lot of universities that offers that course. So food technology or food service, or maybe right now I think halal management is quite a good pathway to be able to be a QC officer, since halal is required by law to be in every premise food that involve food. So I think halal is quite okay course if you want to move or if you want to go into the food industry.
Okay. All right. What? How? Habis?
Outro.
Outro. Okay. Kalau pasal apa ni? Kalau nasihat kepada rakyat. Okay. One last question. Okay. One last question. Okay. Like, what would you say to the listeners out there? Like,
Okay.
just whether it be like, should you be like, should people get involved in QC or not? Like, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I think for the consumers, especially in food products, so they need to be aware. And when you complain, there's such thing as like not everything is solvable. So sometimes if the product is not up to your standard, it's not our fault too. So there's standards that we have to follow. There's procedure that we have to follow. So and if for general, I think QC is very important. So for anyone who wants to know more about QC, I think it's quite good. It's how should I say? It's really it's really a good read if you want to read more into it. So to learn something new, there's a lot of things to learn. So I think yeah, that's for me. If I have any advice for them, especially for students or young ones who wants to go, or even someone who have other careers who want to change into QC, I think just do it. It's fun. It's well, although it's repetitive, but you learn something new every day. So I think it's good that more people come into QC to help industry, because in the industry will always need a QC, since the food industry will never die, because we will forever need food to survive. So yeah, so
Yeah, like no QC, no food. Everyone will die. It will be an apocalypse.
everybody will eat bad food.
Yeah, like people will be zombies, man. Okay, so that's all. This is the podcast of the Kicaps, episode 335. That's all. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for
Thank you.
Mr.
Luqman.
Luqman for coming.
Okay, thank you for having me too.
And yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and chill out.
So guys, the kacip. Kau lah ni salah. So guys, the Kicaps. It's a
Kicaps.
wrap.
Right.
Chit.
Yeah.